Hi, welcome to Brady's Blunders, where I show you the mistakes in my games, hoping you don't make the same ones in yours. So I woke up this morning and did a little happy dance. And the reason for that is I checked YouTube and saw that I'd reached 1,000 subscribers. And look, I know that there's YouTubers out there with millions of subscribers and even Go YouTubers with, way more, tens of thousands. But I've got to tell you, there's 3 non-financial ways that people can give support to YouTubers, and likes are always appreciated, comments are definitely appreciated, but subscribers are also very much appreciated. And so this is my opportunity to thank you, not subscriber 1 and not just subscriber 1,000, but to each and every one of you. Thank you. It's things like this that make it easier to keep making videos. So again, thanks. The second thing I wanted to mention is that I recently joined the European Youngsang Dojang, pardon my pronunciation, and many of you know that I already have a teacher, Jenny Shen, 2-dan professional from China. So I didn't join primarily for the reviews, because that's what Jenny and I do together. We go through a lot of the games and she'll identify my mistakes. No, I joined this for 2 other reasons. One of which is the teacher, Insang Huang, also does a ton of videos in which he teaches concepts. Now, these concepts can be something as straightforward as, how to think in a real-world life and death problem, to as complicated as the mini Chinese opening. Now, that's not something that Jenny and I make a point of doing. Now, she'll teach me a lot of concepts when I mess them up in my games, right? She'll review and say, well, this is what you should have been thinking. But actually having a lecture on the mini Chinese opening is something that can help increase interest and help me or encourage me to spend even more time studying Go. So, and I've actually been devouring these videos since signing up. They're really quite good. And the second reason I joined is he's got games that matter. And this is what I mean. He's created a league of all of his students. And the league is broken into groups of 6. And you play once a week. And at the end of each month, the top 2 players in a group get promoted to the group above. And the bottom 2 players in a group get demoted down a level, which means you really want to do well because, well, it feels good to get promoted, and it will feel less good to get demoted. So, and that makes the games matter more than just a minuscule adjustment on your KGS rating. And I thought that perhaps if I was doing this and the games mattered, again, I would take Go even more seriously, and perhaps that would help with my learning and retention. We'll see. Anyway, this game I'm reviewing today and in the next video comes from my first game in the Youngsang Dojang and was reviewed by Insang Huang. And I hope you like it. So in this game, I'm playing white, and my opponents played a couple of moves that, while they're big, they weren't urgent. And that was this push at 1 and the invasion at 2. So this gave me a great deal of thickness. And now it's my turn. And today's video is going to be less of a blunder and more conceptual, if you will. And if you were white, where would you play now? And I've got 2 questions for this video. At any rate, if you want to pause and think about it, go ahead. Right. First, I'll show you what I did, and I'll show you the continuation and ask the second question before I really introduce the new concept, or at least somewhat new to me. And that is, first I looked for weak groups, and there's really no weak groups on the board, so nothing to attack, nothing to take advantage of. And then I looked to see if any big territories could be secured with a single move. And certainly me over here, there's no way. I'm open skirted on 2 sides, so I can't develop this right-hand side. And when I look at this left-hand group, there's actually 2 invasion points. I can jump in over here, or I can jump in over here. So that makes invasion right now less urgent. Right? If there's only 1 invasion point, I'd be in there right away. So I decided to go ahead and play on the largest or undeveloped part of the board, which is over here. But I was aware that I had some moyo potential given all of these, fourth and fifth line stones. And I decided to play here. And my thinking was, I've got A and B, or move around A and B as miai, right? That if black goes ahead and takes the bottom, takes the points on the bottom, then I can play a move around here and grow just an absolutely huge moyo. And vice versa. If he decides to come out, then I can play over here or somewhere thereabouts and make points. So I wasn't depending on the moyo. I was trying to be flexible. And I guess this is a valid approach, but maybe not the best. And I'll show an alternative in just a minute. But first, let me show how black answered. And black answered like this. And if you were white, how would you play now? Okay, so I looked at this and decided that my white stone wasn't important, that it's not really cutting any black groups. Black is just super strong, and therefore not to worry about it. I felt like this was just another slow move by black, so I decided to take what I thought was the last big point on the board. And again, this is viable and maybe not completely unreasonable, but it lacks, fire or ambition. And because the reality is, this stone is probably not a good move, right? It may be a bit of an overplay. After all, I've given black a whole bunch of points in this corner to get thickness, and what white's doing here is picking a fight. And if if black wants to pick a fight around my thickness, I should embrace it. Doesn't that make sense? And if I play a move like this, what can black do? Black can play here, sure, but if black plays here, I'm pretty sure I can just connect and black doesn't have a good continuation, right? I'm going to be perfectly safe and he's going to be floating and weak. So yeah, this doesn't look good. If black plays like this way, again, the fight's good for me, right? So maybe black's alternative is going to be to push through like this. But this is something, again, that I should be very happy about, right? Here I am growing the center, and if black is consistent and goes ahead and picks up this stone, then I can do something like this, right? And my potential area has gotten even bigger. So this black stone doesn't look good. So I should go ahead and embrace what may be an overplay on his part near my thickness and counterattack. Incidentally, I'm not sure if this Hane is better than an extension here, but I think so. So therefore, my counter, I shouldn't have ignored this stone. It's not a cutting stone, but I actually should have made it a cutting stone because it becomes weak by doing so and helps me grow. All right, but let's go back a few moves. What's the concept that I wanted to mention? And actually, I just gave a hint. The problem with this move, while it's very big, is it's not sente. Black can ignore it, and black did ignore it. And so I was thinking that I had miai moves, right, at A or B, but black was like, well, I'm not going to worry about it right now. And furthermore, those are still miai moves, so it's not urgent for me to play here even now. Therefore, I have time to answer this because these moves are still miai. All right, but the point of this move is that it's not sente, or the drawback of this move. While it's big, it's not sente. And instead, this is a really interesting move. And if black goes ahead and plays something like this, then he's torn apart. So this isn't feasible. So therefore, this move of white is sente. Now it's got the drawback in that it helps black solidify fourth line territory. But here I am with this move laying claim to something like 8 or 9 lines of territory. So it's pretty clear that this is a viable strategy, right? And especially in the aftermath of AlphaGo, where, I don't know if you remember, but there were several fifth line moves played by AlphaGo where it had less potential than I do in this position. So this move should occur to me, and hopefully it will in the future. At any rate, well, the reason I wouldn't even consider playing a move like this is because it takes away one of my 2 invasion points. And I think that's something I need to relearn or reconsider. So, yeah, that's about it for this video. I played a big move, which was Gote, but it may have been more interesting to play a move that concedes points. That was Sente, but grows my Moil. That's it for today. Thanks for watching. See you next time.